What's up? What's up? Live reaction, fresh after the game. Philly Uncensored Sports Podcast. You can catch us all on our platforms: YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, Instagram, all the good stuff. We ain't been here in a while, but we did want to react to what we just saw in the Golden State Mavericks game and some other playoff games too. It's been a weird playoffs this year. It's kind of been all over the place. We had Dallas. Well, we're gonna talk about them, but we have Miami and Boston. Them games been, blowout here, blowout there. It's been weird. It's kind of the same thing for real in the Dallas Golden State series too, because Dallas Golden State blew Dallas out the first game. Second game, Dallas was in control for the majority of the game, and Golden State came back. Almost repeated that tonight a little bit. And then game 3, Golden State was kind of pretty much in hand the whole game, around 10, 12, 14 points they led. And Dallas made it a little bit interesting down the stretch, but Golden State ended up winning it. But yeah, Dallas saved. They kept the brooms from coming out. So they fought. They was on fire. Bro. They couldn't miss nothing.
But whatever they got, they lost it, and Golden State picked it up because that they was up 29. All the stars was out there chilling. This would have been a nice, easy win, but they had to make things difficult. But overall, Dallas played a good game, especially on the boy Bullock.
Yeah, Bullock, he was playing terrible this series. He had a bounce back game. Listen, role players play better at home. So I expected the role players to play. I actually expected Dallas to win this game. I said that earlier in the day. I think Dallas going to win it. Backs against the wall. They're going to come out kicking and fighting. They pulled it off. Good win for them. Everybody showed up. I got to look at their field goal percentage. I don't know what they was hitting, but what was they? Was they from the field? They was 46% from 3. They hit 23s and 50% from the field. They couldn't miss.
They could not.
Golden State still tried to scrap back and make it a game. I don't know what Jordan Poole was thinking in that 2-minute possession, but he just sometimes the coach though got to settle him down. Somebody got to settle him down a little bit.
See, that's instances like that I agree where I felt Curry should have kind of got the ball from him and said, "Yo, look, let me get that rock. Let me do what I gotta do." China Banks, what's going on? I know. Listen, we decided to come back and just talk about the playoffs for a minute and give our little opinions for whatever it's worth. But yeah, at that point in the game, honestly, I felt Curry should have had the ball in his hands. Like I know as soon as you get it, a lot of times you get the double team and all that, but you that veteran presence that could sometimes settle that game down to allow, like Ethan said, to alleviate the chance of a dumb mistake like that. So if Curry turned the ball over, hey, look, you live and die with that. A young bull like Poole sometimes trying to do too much, he do too much, and that's what happened. But like you said, Dallas was on fire. They couldn't miss. They could not miss. This is you ain't going to see this again. This is kind of what happened to the Suns in Game 7, where Dallas was just hitting like crazy and could not miss.
We not done crying.
Yeah, we done. No, we're not done crying by no means.
Yo, listen. What do y'all think about when they say Luka has no help?
No, he got help. You saw the help today, especially with the boy Jalen Brunson. The boy Jalen Brunson could play. When Bullock shows up, they got a shot to win. The way he was playing, he is 6'3".
Bullock is Bullock really help? Bullock?
Is he help?
Is he help?
6 threes is not help.
That's one game.
Good at all. Hey, but he helped tonight, but last night I think Sunday night I don't think he hit nothing. He was like 0 for like
he
7.
He was over. That's exactly what he shot, 0 for 7. But the boy Jordan Poole is kind of. I see what you're saying. You always say that you like how he came on. I like the fact that he can create space for his shot. There's a lot of boys that can't create space when they shoot. I saw plenty of times now. Defensively, he leaves a lot to be. He leaves. He's not.
Yo, that's disrespectful, Mr. Wayne.
Brunson is a legit player, though. Brunson is He said he got that Eric Snow upside. I mean, he could be even better. He could be a really good player in this league, and that's why Brunson actually is a help. Luka, truth be told, though, if you notice, they played different today than they played all 3 games. Luka didn't dominate the ball as much as he did this game as he did the previous 3 games.
That's true.
I remember when Houston played. I was watching the podcast and Draymond was saying how when they played against Harden, they would let Harden just dominate the ball and he would get off the first half and then he would tail off the second half. And he said every game, if you watch, we was down going into halftime.
That's what this team remind me of. They remind me of the Houston Harden Rockets.
He does.
You know, they rely. Go ahead, Tim.
No, I said, that's what they say, that Luka is like a Harden, young Harden 2.0. So maybe
he is. But you got to surround him with somebody with some help, and he also, I guess, Luka has to learn how to use the help. You know what I mean? He has to learn how to play within the offense with somebody with some help. I don't think they're gonna win. You ain't gonna win the finals built like that.
No, you're not.
Chip built like that.
You're not. I mean,
I know everybody want to use Giannis as an example, but his team is built totally different.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they're going to have to make some upgrades during the offseason, a little bit more players who are a little bit more consistent to help them out. And Luka's going to have to learn how to manage the game without dominating the ball. Because sometimes when dudes, even as a shooter, sometimes you want to I don't always want to touch it and have to shoot it. Sometimes you want to touch it, feel it, dribble it, move around a little bit, get into kind of a groove. Sometimes it's hard for some dudes to just catch it and shoot it right off the rip. But tonight they were doing it. I mean, everybody was splashing. I mean,
he had a good game too.
They couldn't. Nobody could miss. Nobody could miss. So, I mean, but ultimately, Golden State didn't play as well as they capable of playing too. I mean, they was missing some shots early. It was a little bit of combination of both where they was missing and Dallas was splashing and Dallas was on fire. You're not going to see this again. I seriously doubt if you're going to see this again by the time this series is over. Golden State going to go back home unless by some act of fate, Golden State goes cold and over in Golden State and Dallas plays a consistent game. That's the only way they win that game. Now, I will say this: Golden State better not play around and lose Game 5.
Because then they're going to lose Game 6. It's going to go 7. There's no way in the world they're going to lose the series, especially with how they close the game. There's no way they're going to lose the series.
No way in the world they lose 4 in a row. No way.
Yeah, I don't see them. Yeah, I don't see them losing.
I don't see that happening, man.
I will bet your whole salary they wouldn't.
Oh, mine. Huh?
Yeah.
I definitely don't see that happening. I think they go back to Golden State and finish out. You saw Dallas kind of turn back to Dallas a little bit in the fourth quarter, and it started missing some shots and all that. I'm not gonna say that's who they are, but they definitely not that first 3-quarter team. They not that team. So you kind of saw them turn a little bit to themselves a little bit, and Golden State started coming back and almost the best players almost walked them jokers down.
See, but the problem with Luka to me is it seemed like he might be the type of player that's hard to put another superstar around.
I can agree with that.
Because you see how it was hard to put a superstar around Harden.
When he gets tired of losing, he'll do it.
In my opinion, Luka is not as good as everybody try to act like he is. He's a very good player. He's a very good player. But
that's a strong word.
No, he's a very good player, but it's a little.
Is he top 5?
No, he's not top 5.
Top 10.
He's top 10. He's top 10, but he's not top 5. And don't get it twisted. Y'all, these 40-point games that everybody like to scream about, oh yeah, 40 and all that. Yeah, those were good games. Look how many times he went to the free throw line. He went to the free throw line. Game 2, he went to the free throw line 15 times. Game 3, he went to the free throw line 17 times. Tonight was about where he normally kind of should be at. He went to the free throw line 10 times, 7 for 10, and he scored 30 points. Them 40-point games to me was a little bit. It was misleading when you look at how many points he got. Everybody, 40, he got 40. You see, when he went to the free throw line the first game, he went to the free throw line 8 times. Game 1, he had 20 points. So Wiggins was actually playing great defense on Luka. Luka's a very good player, borderline great player. I'm not going to consider him a great player yet. He's a very good player, superstar potential. I think he'd get there, but I do think there's a lot of hype engine behind him. People want to see Luka do good. They want to see him go to that next level, so they encourage to hype him up a little bit. In my opinion,
I think he's there. I just think he need. I don't know which way they was thinking when they built this team. I guess the other ball didn't work. What was I can't think of his name. He played for
Porzingis.
They traded him to Washington or something like that. I forget where he went. He didn't work out. He was complaining. I think he was complaining about Luka holding the ball. He couldn't get no shots. That's what I mean. In order for them to get over, because they just gonna keep losing in like finals and games like this.
But this year is different because this is the first time he actually won a playoff series. So he won 2 rounds. So this is pretty good. He got further than other teams have gotten. So even tell me, if you don't think he's top 10, like who you putting up top 5? Who you got in front of me?
Steph, LeBron, KD, B, and Giannis. He's still in my top 5 to me.
Can you put Joker in front of you, or he in front of Joker?
To be told, I put Joker in front of him right now.
So now he at least 6, 7.
He got further than Joker in the playoffs. Joker might have had better.
Have half his team.
I'm wrong. Joker got there in the bubble. They got there in the bubble.
But Joker ain't have half his team. He had two huge starters, Porter, and he carried them to the playoff. He had Porter and Jamal Murray missing. And when Denver, when they get they get Porter and Jamal Murray back, and them dudes is healthy, they're gonna be a whole problem. I'm telling you.
You think you got him over Ja?
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. I still got Ja. That's another one. I got Ja Morant over Luka too.
Now he at 8. He might not be in the top 10 by the time you're done.
I got Ja over him. I
got him over Ja. I got him over Ja.
I don't got him over Ja yet.
Yo, you like
they're about to say you could interchange them. They on the same level to me, about to make that leap into superstardom, but they not there.
After this series, Luka's in superstardom.
I'm not even taking Luka over Kyrie Irving. I'm taking Kyrie outside of the
antics.
Yeah,
you gotta take it all though. He whole package.
Kyrie is a great player. Great player. He's great. Luka not great to me yet. Kyrie should have been the top 75.
I think you're discounting him. He got to be at least top 7, top 8.
I mean, the more I'm thinking about, the lower he's going. Wishman been having a monster playoff outside of like 2 games. Tatum been playing great. Is he over Tatum?
What about
Tatum? Got more. Tatum got more. That Boston team is way better built than that.
They are. Team. They are, but Tatum been balling on his own right. He had the one bad game.
He had the 10-point game.
He had the 10-point game, terrible. Luka had the 20-point game versus Golden State where he shot was off and Wiggins was strapping him. And he turned the ball over 7 times. Let's not forget that. I mean, he's a great player.
It was a good one for Dallas. Does it change anything? Do they win the series? I don't think so. Like I said, role players play better at home, and Golden State's going home. Golden State is a great home team. Like Days B said, they ain't lose at home yet. This series, I think the series might be over. Hopefully, it can get ugly fast, so Dallas got to be careful. Just try to stay in the series.
Days Beats, I agree about he played more. That's why I said outside of the antics. I'm talking about outside of Kyrie taking time off and, and this year really wasn't his fault. He didn't take no time off this year. He didn't get the shot. They should have just let him play for real, but they ended up letting him play anyway. They kind of tried to play Kyrie. But outside of that, in my opinion, he's a better ball player. He's more efficient from the free throw line. He's more efficient from the 3. Luka's still free throw game. He's still averaging for a career like 70-something%, 74%. Now he's doing great this series shooting from the line, but for his career, he's still not a really good free throw shooter either.
I think one thing about Steve Kerr, I thought he should have left Wiggins or Curry on the court at least. He took them all, and that's when they went on that big run. I think one of them should stay on the court at least a little bit longer, or at the one of them should at least be on the court at this, without the other. having that bench lineup, even though they did bring them back, I just thought that the two of them off the court really put them in a big hole, sunk them early on, and they never was able to recover.
I'm glad you mentioned that. When you talk about when he actually was playing two. It was almost like, I don't want to accuse nobody of throwing the game a little bit, but it was almost like, because and the reason why I'm saying this, I'm thinking back to the comments he made before the game. When he came out and he was very passionate about the gun laws and signing off on his gun bill and all that. He was real passionate about that. Now, the shooting happened around in Texas, all right? In the Dallas area, he was like, I ain't talking about basketball and all this kind of stuff like that. He was very passionate about this speech, and he was almost like, man, forget ball. I'm talking about this right now.
He did say that. He did say that. Some stuff is bigger than sports. He's right.
Exactly. So, I mean, was you kind of...
Nah, I think it's
not fully engaged. You had two rookies playing for an extent. They played always like the 6-minute mark in the second quarter, and that's what Tim was talking about. By the time Steph Curry got back in the game, it was down double digits.
Yeah, but they couldn't miss. So it comes to a point where you be like, you know what? Let's live to fight another game.
But that was before that. They was hitting good. They actually had like 8 threes at one point, and the score was 37-31. Golden State was still only down by like 6 points, and they was still splashing. Then he put Kuminga in the game. He put Moody in the game. He had Damon Lee in the game, who hardly ever plays. He had like this all-bench, all-rookie lineup. And that's when the game kind of got a little blown. The Golden State got their doors blown off. Yeah. Then he brings them back in, and now they hot. They were just splashing. So I'm not accusing him of throwing the game purposely, but it almost seemed like he wasn't fully engaged to win this game. In my mind. But maybe that's me. But I agree with Tim Point. I'm glad he brought that up because I did want to speak on that a little bit. I didn't think that was the smartest coaching decision. You don't leave them young boy. 2 rookies in the Western Conference Finals for the extended period of time. Rookies, not young boy. Kuminga special, Moody special. They ballers, but they rookies though.
They got a game you can throw away. This was a throwaway game.
It really was. And he knows that. He knows they haven't lost the game. I think somebody put that in the comments. They haven't lost the game at home yet this year. So that was a grow where they was easily able to throw this game. They have 3-0.
Okay. I mean, I hear you, but it's still certain games you don't want to start. You don't want to throw away too many. They throw away. What game they throw away against LeBron and them? I mean, you can't do LeBron, but at the same time, this is how dumb stuff happens. So I do firmly believe they will go home and they will win.
No, Golden State just a better team, man. They just a better team.
Yeah.
Just like
they deep too. You gotta be impressed with the bench. The bench is deep. They got a lot of players that's interchangeable that they can bring in. It's not like I know with other teams, their starters are their main guys, and then after that bench get real deep, slim.
I will say this about Golden State: when they playing basketball, when they swinging that ball and cutting and doing back screens, they are fun to watch. Though they're fun to watch. They play good basketball. The motion offense, the unselfishness of the team, of everybody too, is contagious because it starts with Steph. So they are fun to watch. I mean,
it's Steph Curry now. They've been talking about this a lot on these random talk shows and all that kind of stuff like that. Is Steph Curry the best remaining player left in the playoffs?
I think Jimmy would give
say Luka.
I say Jimmy.
So you taking Jimmy Butler over Steph Curry right now? That's what you're telling me.
I say
Jimmy does more for his team than Steph does for his team.
How is that? How is that?
Because Jimmy, you know how, and I guess they're in the same level. Like they both create the culture. But Jimmy's culture was strong defense. He's clutch. I mean,
Steph Curry plays great deep. He's very active.
Steph Curry does not play deep.
Yes, he does.
Steph Curry.
Let's stop this. First of all, let's stop this. Let's stop this.
No,
this lazy narrative.
It's not lazy. Steph Curry does not play great defense.
I didn't say great defense. I didn't say great defense, but he's very active defensively. He always got his hand out. He gets steals. He gets rebounds. He got 12. I don't think nobody got more rebounds in him this series outside of Looney in one game. He got 12 rebounds game one.
Steph Curry's not great. Okay, so if I'm getting locked down, You trying to tell me that that he's a better defender than Jimmy Butler?
No, Jimmy Butler's a better defender. I'm just saying that you acting like it's so far. It's like this chasm between the two. It's not.
You're right. That's exactly what I'm saying. Thank you for being clear.
Thanks
for saying my thought.
Exactly my point. That's wrong. That's wrong.
Steph is the best player left. I mean, you just gotta. It's probably Steph, Luka, Tatum, and Butler.
I think Jimmy right now. Everybody discount Jimmy. Everybody want to push him to the side.
He hurt though. He injured. He's fighting knee problems.
He's still balling. He still got his team playing
What did he do the other day? They got waxed.
They got waxed. But overall, he's been having a great playoffs. Great playoffs.
It is 2-2.
Hey, Mr. Wayne, you be going.
All right. Can Jimmy Butler can I'll tell you how about this? Can Steph Curry stick Joel Embiid? To Jimmy Butler can.
Jimmy Butler cannot stick no Joel Embiid. He's going to play here or there on him. He ain't stick no Joel Embiid. Listen, that's not the question. The question is he the best overall player left? The answer is yes. Steph Curry is the best overall player left in the NBA. Matter of fact, Steph Curry, once again, in my mind, has solidified himself as the second best player, period, in the NBA behind, I still think LeBron James is the best overall player in the NBA. If LeBron was on any other team this year outside the Lakers, he'd be in the championship. That Lakers team is old. They tired. If you would swap him for any other
co-signed that mess though, so he holds.
He did. No, I agree. I absolutely agree. But I still, from what I see, productivity wise, LeBron a monster. His three is increased. His mid range. I mean, it's nobody I would take over LeBron right now, and nobody would take over after LeBron. Over Steph Curry. He's a great leader. Like Ethan said, the culture is built by him. He's unselfish, sometimes a little too unselfish, in my opinion, in some of them possessions where I think he should get the ball. He kind of swings it and stuff like that. I don't like that. But he's the best player left in the playoffs and the second best player in the NBA. Hands down.
Well, Mr. Wayne saying active hands defensive player of the year award. You're right.
Defensive play of the year. I don't know if he's talking about the play. I don't know if he's talking about one particular play. You got to clarify that, Mr. Wings. I know he had the play on Ja Morant that actually saved their season or saved the playoffs when they won that game toward the end against Memphis. But somebody to mention Kawhi. Yeah, Kawhi a beast. Kawhi monster. He another dude just not healthy enough. He missed several seasons throughout his career.
Yeah,
Jimmy Butler, he is like that. I agree, Mr. Upendo. He scored, 31 game, 10 the next.
But here's the thing, his defense never slacks. Like, he may not score a bunch of points every game, but defensively, he's always on point. Every game, he's going to bring it.
Basketball
So, all right, speaking of the opponent. So, speaking of the Jimmy Butler and Boston, which y'all think this is the weirdest series I done seen in a long time, maybe ever. It's like this. It's a great series with terrible games. Like if that makes sense, because the teams is winning. Like it's not nobody getting swept. So it's like this team winning and this team winning that. But they all been blowouts for the most part. Every game been terrible, but it's a good series because the series is not at 2 games apiece. What y'all think?
Yeah, it is hard. It is a hard game a hard series to gauge. I think Boston I know Boston got some injuries, but I think overall Boston has a better team and a better depth. And they got the 2 better players with Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart. So I think they'll end up pulling off with that. PJ Tucker just doesn't give you enough points to be able to play with them guys.
I love how active he is, though.
Yeah, I was saying, but you want him on your team. You would definitely want him on your team, man. Well,
sometimes I actually just watch him on the court. He never stopped moving. For a dude his size, he one of the most active big men in the league. Like he run around dog there like Curry. Like he never stopped running. I'll be looking at the boy like, yo, you ain't gonna get tired because he's not a little guy. He's not even a thin dude. He actually got some weight on him. And he got a motor, man. He remind me of a football player, kind of with that like a motor. I remember when Brett Favre talked about Trent Cole And he was like, yo, when he first played against him, he said Cole just had a motor. He wouldn't stop. He would just go on every play. That's what Tucker remind me of, man. He got a motor on him. He just don't stop. Richmond call missed him. If they'd have had Milwaukee would have brought him back, it could have helped him out against Boston. Because he got
look, Kyle Lowry looks done too. I'm glad we ain't getting no more.
Kyle Lowry won that not the game, but the game before that game. I think it was game 3. Kyle Lowry won that game for them. He won that game. I mean, at game 4 he looked done, but that game 3 when Jimmy went out, got injured, all those players got injured. Like Jimmy didn't even play the second half. Kyle Lowry won that game for them. So I mean,
yeah, him and Bam stepped up. Bam was hitting everything, and I agree. Somebody said Bam in game 3. They said, "Why you not doing this more?" I don't know. It seems like he could do it. Yeah, it seems like
he seemed like he timid. He be too timid sometimes. Maybe Jimmy Butler starts screaming off when he in the back. I don't know, but he like passive aggressive on the basketball court.
He is. Go ahead.
You think Miami? I thoroughly believe that the Boston Celtics could beat Golden State. I think Miami got a shot to beat them.
I do think there's an easier matchup for Golden State than Miami got there. Because I agree with you. I think Boston's they length and they youth, athleticism, they the wits, the smarts about them, they discipline, they got a great coach. They could definitely beat Golden State. They could beat Golden State in 6 for real.
You think so?
They that good. If Golden State got to come with the click game, and they got to be splashing. If they not, they in trouble. Good Boston. But now Boston, on the other hand, they've been playing sloppy. Like somebody said, Boston should be up 3-1. They got games where they check out, and they don't. They defense is still always pretty solid, but then sometimes offensively they could check out, make some bonehead plays here or there, and give games away. It's going to be an interesting series. Whoever Golden State end up facing in the finals, if they stop.
I think Golden State might steal the chip. I think they're going to steal the chip this year. Man. That'll give Steph what? I mean, Steph. Keep on the ball. That'll give you what? 4.
That'll give him 4. Comparable of Embiid, not Embiid. LeBron.
Would y'all say he had a better career than LeBron if he gets 4?
Maybe. Where does that hit Steph Curry now in the all-time greats is right now? I think he's in top 10. You know what? If he wins this chip, he's in top 10.
I agree.
If he wins the chip this year, Steph will move up in top 10 somewhere all time.
You can't keep him out.
You got to give me the people that you put in front of him to quantify that ranking. Besides, you got Jordan and Shaq.
You already know the 5.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan and Magic. Who's the 5th? Kareem?
Who you got? Jordan, Magic.
Jordan, Magic, Kobe.
This is a conversation itself now. Jordan, Magic, Kobe, LeBron.
Right. Then you got Magic.
We did Magic already.
Oh, then Magic. Kareem.
Wilt.
No, you're not putting Wilt.
I don't know Wilt up there. Wilt ain't got one chip.
I think I got one NBA.
So Wilt not in your top 10? I mean, that's who most people put in their top 10. So is he taking Wilt off the top 10?
What about Tim Duncan?
He got 5 championships too. You got to put him in there.
So I got to sit down and actually ponder. I got to ponder on the list.
So you got 6.
Because my greatest point guard of all time is actually Zeke.
I love Zeke. I agree with that too. I was hard pressed to put Steph over Zeke. Which we call D'Angelo Bull the Star said Wilt number 1. In my opinion, Wilt in the top 10. I don't know what Ethan and Tim talking about. I don't care how many championships he got. Wilt was a freak of he was different. Wilt was different.
I gotta actually sit down. Sometimes they gotta actually sit down and do some era breaks. They gotta separate eras.
We gotta sit down and have a conversation too about, and I want to do this later on, maybe in the summertime, because I want to have a breakdown show about the mythical legend of Jordan. All right, now I don't want to get too.
He's a folklore. He's a folklore.
But my thing is, and I'm gonna make this statement, then we're gonna move on and talk about back to modern day players or where Steph fits at in the pantheon. But if Jordan lived through the social media era, he would not be the legend that he is in people's minds today. Because I went back and I pulled some games and I was very shocked about some playoff performances. I mean, some abysmal playoff performances that Jordan had. And this is during their championship runs. But we'll talk about that in future podcasts. But as regards Steph Curry, I mean, there's some names up there. You could throw out, like you said, Magic, Bird, Shaq, Kareem, Kobe, Jordan, LeBron, Wilt, Duncan, Russell, Hakeem, Carl. Like where all these dudes ranking? Like Hakeem,
is Karl Malone top 10?
He never got the championship, but is his body of work top 10?
And was he the second leading scorer of all time in the NBA? Was he 1 or 2? Because I think Kareem is still number 1.
I think Bush McCall just taking LeBron, just taking down. I think LeBron is ahead of Carl. I think now he's number 2.
Okay.
LeBron is 2. I think, and Carl is 3. So I mean, that's a valid point. He's been to 2 championships, never won one. Did he ever win MVP? He won MVP of the league, didn't he?
I think he did.
Even though I don't really, I don't hang my hat too much on MVP voted on awards, but
a chip, man, a chip does a lot for your career and where you place at and all this, though, man.
That's what I'm saying. If you only got
you
one,
can't just push that, because Barkley's somewhere down the list now. People aren't talking about Barkley no more.
See, all right, superstar says, superstar Raj, I guess how you said. He said, so y'all would rank Steph over KD because I feel like if I was starting a team, I'd take KD. And it's hard to see how Green and Clay have really enabled the Warriors. The reason why, and that's the point I always made, I would take Steph over KD because for one, more than anything, I think he's a better leader. I don't think you can necessarily put KD as your franchise player and think that he's going to empower your team to win. You would have to accompany him with a leader. So if you're taking him first, building a team, and your pick is left, and everybody snatched up Jordan, LeBron, and all them, and KD and Steph is in your hands as to who to take, and they're going to be the focal point of your team. I'm definitely taking Steph Curry because I think he's more of a leader than KD.
If you're going to say that, then I'm going to say the same thing about Curry. I think they're on the same vibe as far as leadership. A lot of times they lead differently. Like Curry, all he do is just because you're quiet as a church mouse, the leader on that team, is the boy Draymond. Draymond is the emotional leader on that team. He is the leader. Like when they start losing games, when Draymond went out.
See, listen, you lead in different ways.
Yeah,
team. Emotional leader, Draymond, yes. But when you looking at somebody and you need the game, you're gonna look to Curry. You know what I mean? Everybody gonna look at him.
Draymond himself said it in his podcast.
The pressure gonna be on him. Mm-hmm. So that's Curry's team, man. I always look at it. Every time somebody asks that question about if I had to draft KD and I had to build a team, do we realize that was actually done? Right?
Exactly.
Golden State drafted Steph and built the team around him. Steph. Mm-hmm. And Oklahoma drafted KD or Seattle after was that Seattle for the and they built the team around him. And that's how it turned out. But would the Thunder had one more if they would have stayed together? Would they have won the chip if they stayed together? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. You got to look at the components and look at who was building that team and the players. Like everything is relative to that particular team. Golden State drafts very well. They put the right players. Like at one point, Clay was on the same level as Steph. In my opinion,
never.
In my opinion, Steph like before Clay got hurt,
he was never on the same level as
Clay was just there. He was right there with the most stuff.
You making your basketball knowledge, Jake.
You don't want to acknowledge that.
What am I acknowledging?
Prior to Clay.
So the second best player or the player who's on his level takes a backseat and minus Steph average 26, 27 points with Golden State for his career, I think, and Clay is around 19 or 20. So the second best player averages 6 points less for a career with the same team together. Like that don't even make no sense. But
Clay could do a lot more. Clay,
no, he can't. That's the thing. He can. Clay is a catch and shoot player.
Clay was
Can Clay handle?
Was he a better? Who was the better defender? Steph.
Okay, that's all you can say.
No, I'm saying who was the better defender?
Clay was the better defender.
Okay, and they both.
Who's the better scorer?
Both of their jump shots. Both of their jump shots was wet.
There's not better. Who's the better jump shooter is Steph. Who's the better ball handler is Steph. Who's the better facilitator of the offense is Steph Curry. Who averages more assists than Curry? Curry almost averaged more more rebounds than Clay. Clay don't even really rebound like that. Do you know that? Like that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm not even going to entertain this, but going back to what somebody said, that was a nice comment I wanted to read. But there you go. He said, Mr. Upendo. He said Draymond is the sergeant, Clay is the lieutenant, and Steph is the captain. I agree. Everybody got their levels, and this will make this team. Even Draymond himself said we look to our leader in times when it's time to get his back on track. And he was talking about Steph Curry in his own podcast. That's what he said. So Draymond does bring a level of emotional intensity to the team. But Draymond know who the leader is. Clay know who the leader is. Clay is a byproduct of Steph. That's why I tell everybody. Clay is a catch and shoot more often than not. He could play it back to the basket a little bit. Clay has a nice, solid game. But his game is so much benefited by the way Steph Curry plays. It don't make no sense. That's why I get mad at Clay sometimes when he misses a lot of wide open threes because he gets open looks because of Curry. It's like, no, knock that down. But he's a great player. Clay is a great player, great Robin, one of the best Robins of all time, him and Pimpin. He's going to go down the pantheon.
And sometimes he plays Batman and allows Kerr to play Robin. I mean, they're interchangeable.
Okay. But it is going to be when did we talk Philly 2 weeks?
This is Jabbar Raj.
Oh, Raj. Exactly. We talk about the playoffs. It is other NBA games going on. So we do got love for Philly and all that, but it is games going on. Somebody mentioned earlier about getting, I think the Sixers getting Donovan Mitchell or something. Would y'all do that? I mean, we could talk about one too, but
I don't want Mitchell here. I'm not a great fan of Mitchell.
Not if it causes Maxey.
He's an undersized 2 guard to me. I don't know. I'm not too. He's a volume shooter.
I do think somebody mentioned earlier that Wilt was the greatest athlete ever played in the NBA. I think the person might have said all sports. I mean, we could talk about that, but I do think he probably one of the greatest. I didn't know Wilt had a 46-inch vertical. That's insane to me. Somebody that high, that tall, jumping that high. That's incredible.
I need to see more footage of Wilt. Be honest with you.
It ain't that much.
There's a lot of myth and legend, and I just don't know.
Like Bo Jackson.
Yeah,
I mean, listen, you had some incredible athletes, man. Like Deion Sanders, an incredible athlete.
Bo Jackson,
incredible athlete. You start incredible. LeBron James is an incredible athlete. So I mean, that's why I said sometime when you start comparing errors and things like that. D'Angelo, you old head, D'Angelo? Probably old head like me, so.
I know he likes Sunny Hill. I used to listen to Sunny Hill radio all the time. Sunny Hill.
I used to listen to him on the weekend too.
Sunday mornings.
It's nobody in his opinion that's over Wilt. And a lot of old heads who call his show feel the same way. Wilt is the GOAT, and he will forever be the GOAT, regardless of Jordan and all this other stuff like that. They say, well, he's only 23. Oh, you a basketball connoisseur? You a young historian at 23 years old talking about Wilt?
You got your grandpa VCR tapes, Betamax.
But you know what? I give props to boys like that who may dig into the crates, dig into the history, because a lot of dudes just go by what they hear. Like when I was talking about Jordan earlier, a lot of people, Jordan is this mythical legend that never had no bad games in the playoffs, never had no bad games in the finals, because people go by what they hear. Nobody actually does their research, goes back. I know even Ethan sometimes he talk about he'd go back and watch an old 80s game and see Magic with the short shorts and all that, dribbling down the court, and you see how much the game has evolved. Even the gameplay, the skill set of the players has evolved so much today over what it was 25, 30, 40 years ago. It's crazy.
Yo, you know what game I actually started watching? That Phoenix Suns Bulls game 6. I started watching the fourth quarter. That was actually a pretty good game.
Well, who started up in that game for the Phoenix?
I think Dan Marley.
I think it was Dan Marley.
I think it was Dan Marley too.
Jordan actually had his stats. That series was incredible. Jordan had a monster series. That's what the series I looked at. And Jordan, I think he might have averaged almost 40 that series. I think he had. I know he had one.
Because he was getting guarded by boys like Dan Marley. Who else they had?
Yeah,
Evan Johnson.
But the other boy was hurt that series though. Dumas hurt?
Richard Dumas was
yeah,
out.
Dumas,
He was out on drugs. Or was it Cedric Sabalos?
No.
One
I
of them
think
was out.
Cedric Sabalos got hurt. I think like 20
And Richard
games
Dumas was getting high.
to that year. No, that year he was good. That's when Dumas was balling. I think after he got all the fame and stardom, then he went back to being on crack again. But Dumas had a monster year that year. He was dunking on everybody too. Dunking on everybody. There's a couple players you forget that was crucial part to like championship teams or teams that went to the championship. Even somebody was talking about that Golden State team from 2015, 2016. And I always forget about the boy, what's his name? The Brazilian Blur. Remember him who played for Phoenix all the years?
Yeah. I can't think of his name. Yeah.
I can't think of his name. He was actually very integral coming off the bench for them for a couple years. Because they mentioned Livingston and Jaja Petrula. And I'm like, I remember the Brazilian Blur. He used to come off the bench and get all kind of buckets. I forget it. Somebody might remember the chat. Y'all remember the chat?
Barbosa.
Here you go, Barbosa.
Yeah, wrote it.
Leandro, I think Leandro Barbosa or something like that. Yeah. He was a baller.
Oh, sorry. Charlie M, your homies to hang with Richard Dumas. How you doing, man? I hope he good. Man. I know he had that problem, man. I hope he took care of that, man.
Yeah, that was.
You don't want to see nobody go out like that, waste their money on that.
I wanted that team to win so bad that year.
I did. That was Barkley's only shot at a title.
No.
Yeah, because he never went back.
No. He tried to get there with Houston and all that, but
they tried to put an old team together with Houston. It just wasn't. It just didn't rock out the way.
Yeah, they paying out.
It was like the Lakers.
Charlie, yeah, man. We're gonna start trying to get on here, man. Hit some games up. He said he loved that we gotta start giving a heads up, man. We're gonna start trying to.
Yeah, I think when y'all see Wayne, somebody is y'all ever running to Wayne out in the store, give him a rub on his head, pat his back. He's still depressed. Wayne. Somebody asked where was Wayne at. Wayne hurt. Wayne right now he probably 3 drinks in with tears streaming down his face.
He's still in the car. He got off work at 5:00 and he's still in the driveway in the car.
Wayne. Oh, he was in Winfield? Who was in Winfield?
Richard Dumas.
Oh,
what was he doing in Winfield?
Are you saying that tongue in cheek like he was in Winfield Coppin? That's where he lived.
He said he used to hang with his man out there in Winfield.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Richard Dumas is a baller, man. That's too bad. A lot of players like Earl Manigault and all. A lot of players, the drugs took them. Took what could have been a grandiose career away. That's a shame. But
what does Dallas got to do to get the win on Thursday?
He's still getting high.
Oh no, he's
like 50 years old now.
Yeah, he's too. Yeah, that's the thing. Them drugs, that's a powerful thing. When
drugs don't got no age limit.
Yeah, they definitely don't.
But I thought they would have took him out by now.
Oh yeah, I forgot Dumas did play for the Sixers too. I forgot all about that. We actually got him for a couple years or something. I think it might have been a year or two.
Dumas.
Did we?
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
You know how many washed up players we've gotten in our
we love the washed up player.
Yeah, start with last
Zach LaVine to the Lakers. For who? Is he a free agent?
Zach LaVine.
He is a free agent, ain't he?
He is.
I'm hearing Tobias Harris to Chicago for Zach LaVine.
Who you hear that at? You ain't hear that.
I mean, Tobias Harris and Thibault for Zach LaVine. Would you do it?
Tobias Harris and definitely. Yes. Absolutely. You said
I don't like Thibault. Y'all love the Thibault. I don't like it. When's the next game, Tim?
Tomorrow, Boston play.
And then after that, Dallas play Thursday.
Dallas, they back on Thursday every other day.
The Dallas to win, they got to. I mean, they got to do the same thing again. They got to share the ball more. Luka can't pound the air out of the ball, and them dudes got to hit. What's his name? Bullock with the goofy hair with the thing like that. He got to hit. Finney Smith Jr. got to hit. Dinwiddie got they got to pretty much do the same thing. Kleber, all them dudes got to come out. They got to come out splashing.
But a 29-point lead wasn't good enough.
That's the crazy part.
It wasn't good enough.
That's the crazy part.
They almost lost it. If they was up by 20, they would have lost the game.
They lost the game.
First of all, our East Coast boys, these games do got to come on earlier. Come on with the 9 o'clock games.
Yeah,
no, but that for them, that's 6 o'clock. That's still pretty early for them, though. Just think about going to the Sixers game at 6 o'clock in the evening. That's early.
If the sun went down at 9, like it do now every day, and it wouldn't bother me.
What you mean?
Like if we go to a game 6 o'clock, it's the dark. It's still dark. It feels different when the sun's up till 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
got a different feeling.
Yeah, I mean I agree, but they gotta make sure everybody. It's a whole bunch of people on the West Coast still getting home from work. They want to make sure that they get home in time to see the game. They start the game at 5. People still getting off. They losing views. They might lose some toward the tail end of the night, if you fall asleep. But they'd rather, I guess, catch it on the front end than on the back end. So
I guess so. Is it still different when we do the time shift? Is it still 3
1
hours?
hour? Yeah, 3 hours. I think they all change except Arizona. I don't think they do the daylight saving change.
Okay.
What Warriors original commercial you referring to? I got to check that out. He said, "Did y'all know the
origin? Probably how they put them. The origin, I guess. Maybe how they put Seth.
They used to be the Philadelphia Warriors. Is that what you talking about?
Yeah, I think that's what he's talking about. Yeah, they shot a commercial. We said they shot a commercial in Philly this year. Oh, okay. Talking about
okay.
I forgot. Yeah, this Philadelphia Warriors. Then they branched off to Golden State. So by default, this is why I root for Golden State, because by default,
no, that's not how you. That's not why you.
Understand what's happening. By default, I'm rooting for the Sixers. See that? You see, it all makes sense now, man. I knew the energy was something with it. It was something with it. I gotta check that commercial out.
No.
But
we're gonna catch y'all on Thursday night. It was a little tragedy. We had to come over here because it was a big tragedy. In the Texas area, like 18 kids lost their life. So, I mean, thoughts and prayers to all of the families, especially the families in Buffalo as well that was targeted a week ago.
Yeah,
so
man.
We out here just doing our thing, trying to enjoy each other's company and just stay safe. Leave the guns and the knives alone.
For real.
Read a book.
America let weapons.
Yeah.
That ain't happening. But yeah, that was sad though. Kerr was real passionate about that, and for good reason.
I agree.
That was tragic. These are my kids, man. You kids going to school.
They babies, man. Second, third, and fourth graders. They babies.
That's a scary thing. So I agree. I agree with what you said. Amen.
But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like.
We'll be back. Y'all gonna start catching us during these playoff stuff.
Yeah, we'll be back. We're gonna be doing a whole lot more. So don't forget to hit that notification button so you know exactly when we're getting on.
Go and stay five.
We out.
You know if the Warriors in there, Ephraim gonna be on every pod.
Every night.
That's a bad idea.